Hey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Work in Progress Wednesday. I'm your host, Modern Synthesis, otherwise known as Mr. Pink, and I'm joined by my erstwhile companions, Will, otherwise known as TacticalDBag. Want to say hello, Will?
Hey, everyone.
Hello, and I almost said Shane, otherwise known as VoicesOnSilent, otherwise known as Shane. Want to say hello, Shane?
Hello, Shane.
Hello, Shane. And yeah, this stream has been off again more than on again this summer. Entirely my fault. Travel, other nonsense. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I feel like there's people out there who are like, oh, I can't stream in the summer. The weather's too glorious. I'm a vampire, and if I don't stream in the summer, it's often because I have a headache because the weather's too glorious. like like earlier today. So last Friday, July 25th, I think it was my 5-year streaming anniversary. 5 years ago, on July 25th or whatever, 2020, was when I got a hold of the Indominus box, or the Necron half of the Indominus box, and I decided that I wanted to convert a Necron live on air, and that was the first time I ever streamed. So
Nice.
I was like, hey, I should do like a 5-year anniversary stream. Like, we were supposed to do a creature conference, but Hydra was traveling, so it wasn't going to work, so we've shifted it to this Friday. But I was like, I should just do like a random little stream just to be like, hey, I'm just doing random stuff. Whoever wants to show up can show up. But then I... All right, sorry. I'm starting off with a deep dive right out of the bat. And I swear to God, I'll ask both of you about your hobby life lately. But in the interests of men's mental health, I speak to a psychotherapist. I've got some stuff that I'm working on with my psychotherapist. But my psychotherapist is only available on the same Fridays that we do Creature Conference. So it's like, I have my like therapist appointment like an hour before the Creature Conference is supposed to start. Well, that's when it finishes. Like, I do it for an hour, then it finishes, and I've got an hour, and then the Creature Conference is supposed to start. And I don't know anyone out there who goes to therapy, but you know, sometimes you need some time to decompress after talking about that stuff. So that last Friday, when I was going to do this impromptu stream, I had this really intense therapy session, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I can get my like energy up to stream. So anyway, it's a long way of saying I'm sorry I haven't been streaming as much as normal, and I'm sorry to you, Shane and Will, because you guys are always really good at making yourselves available for these random streams on Wednesday nights, and I feel like the schedule's been unpredictable, so thank you for your patience with it.
Yeah,
Well,
I've been
no
busy
problem.
anyways, so.
Okay.
Life has been full of stuff, so
Life
you know,
will find a way.
find a way.
Life finds a way. So, what kind of stuff? Who wants to go first to talk about the stuff they've been lifing with, whether hobby or otherwise?
Well, you can go first.
Hobby-wise, I got the Typhon box a couple
Oh, lucky.
last month.
Nice.
So, I know I spent a couple of days putting everything together, which was nice. The models are mad tight, like real fun.
Wait, mad tight, you say? I hope you're going into more detail on that. Apparently there's that one bit that's rather tight.
Yeah, that one bit, which is like the jaw of, I forget what the hell, the wrecker or whatever.
I think you're right, yeah, wrecker.
Yeah, that was everyone I know who, like, I'm kind of glad that I heard so many people complaining about putting that one bit, because as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I know which thing is the issue, and it was exactly the same issue as I thought. I will say that the kits are really nice. I think the sculpts are really nice, but the keying of some of the parts, I think, could have been better.
Mhm.
Like, it's not some of the better, like the more recent kits that GW has released. You know, say what you will about the mono-posing aspects of it, but like the keying of the parts together so that they just like don't wiggle, and you can like glue them together like really smoothly and seamlessly, have been pretty tight. And these ones were not quite as nice for some of the parts as I think some of their other kits have been, which was my major complaint about about the skits, but the sculpts themselves, once you have them together, they're absolutely lovely. Cannot wait for them to eventually actually release these kits out
Great.
separately.
Well, if the I am with you there. I did not get a box, and I can't wait for them to be released because I want to play with them. If the Saturnine Terminator whatever release is any indication, maybe the Typhon stuff's gonna be coming out sooner rather than later. I don't know if that's accurate because Horus Heresy has its own release windows versus Kill Team, but here's hoping to come out soon.
God willing.
Here's my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Does the terrain look better in person?
Very good
Okay,
question.
so I guess my comment on that is that I think somebody online commented that the plastic quality of it is distinctly different than like the other kits. Even
Interesting.
you know how like it's I think it was clearly outsourced to somebody else.
China!
Because
Yeah.
you know how GW's sprues now have the little like tabs with the part numbers like inside of whatever notches.
Yeah.
Those are not there in these in the sprues for the terrain.
Interesting.
Which is one very noticeable difference. The plastic itself is like clearly a little bit different in composition than whatever mix that GW uses.
Yep.
I mean, real
Harder,
talk,
flimsier, like
just different. I can't really speak too much of like it feels roughly the same, but like it's definitely like a slightly darker shade, and a little shinier, I think. But and I other than the I guess we're gonna call it the ball sack because that's
Yeah,
pretty
you
much
did.
all it is.
Wait, I'm prepared. Warning! Slaneshi content! Speaking of the ball sack.
I mean that's like the noticeable like weak link of the set, but like I don't know, it's perfectly serviceable. Like I think for what it is, you know, and like what they wanted to like just have something for somebody to have Tyranid like terrain. It's perfectly serviceable.
Yeah.
Is there better stuff out there? Yeah, but you know, I'll take what we can get for now. It's fine. I would like to see people other than Games Workshop paint it
Right.
in the same way that we often go like, that looks kind of itchy, and then you see it with like an actual non-studio painter painting it, and you're like, oh, that actually looks a lot better.
Yeah.
So maybe a nice polished community paint job will.
Did they do one of those standard Games Workshop Warhammer community articles where they're like, oh, here's the community painting our stuff? Or the Raveners? I didn't remember seeing one.
There was one, I think.
Okay.
I thought they did.
But it came and went because the Saturnine stuff came
Yeah.
out and everybody was painting that.
Gotcha.
And boy, do those things kind of look silly.
I love them.
I think they're cool.
I love them.
I mean, they went in like very full on ham, and it has an aesthetic.
Yes.
I like the variations of them where they actually have like hands and arms. I'm not a big fan of like the
Guns strapped to the ends of arms.
Yeah, like instead of carrying guns, the guns are like part of their arms. It's a little too dreadnoughty for me.
Agreed.
I like when they're actually carrying the guns or carrying the melee weapons because I forget what it is, the Praetor, I guess, the big leader guy.
Yeah.
Especially the one pose where he's got like he's like kind of walking forward and he's got the melee weapon in his hand. He looks fucking badass.
Yeah, with the axe, that was the one model that I'm like, damn, okay, I feel it.
I mean, I've always wanted to see them do Saturnine Terminators, and I think they did a really good job. I was surprised that they were so divisive.
Yeah, like Saturnine Terminators are just ridiculous, so they're going to be a little ridiculous. Like,
right, exactly.
They made them. I feel like they made them less ridiculous than they could have looked, but you got to accept they're going to be a little weird.
My only complaint is I really wanted to see them do the bolter with the why am I blanking on what it's called? The thing you slap into a gun with the bullets in it.
Magazine?
Cartridge? Magazine. That's it. I really love the bolter with the magazine on top and bottom that the original metal
Oh,
model
I
had. I kind
forgot
of wish
about
they
that
would.
design.
Yeah, I really wish they would have done that.
That would have been cool. Ah, well. We're saving that for the next Horus Heresy release.
Yeah. Or maybe like a
Or-
conversion kit or something from good old Forge World.
So, Will, you're happy with the Typhon Ravners? You
Yeah,
think
the Raveners are great.
the terrain
I
could
also
be
put the
what? Go ahead.
terrain's fine. Like
Yeah.
it's perfectly serviceable. Like
Yeah.
I'm not so focused on the details of the terrain usually that like I care enough so long as I'm only ever really going to be looking at it from a tabletop level perspective,
Yeah.
assuming that I play games, which
Yes. He plays games.
hilarious. But yeah, my biggest gripe though was the goddamn Hormigans.
What?
For a new sprue, I had to do so much goddamn mold flash cleaning on these small little bastards.
Yeah.
I like they fit together fine, but there was just so much of it, and I just don't understand how there's so much of it for a kit that's only
Brand
a
new.
few years old.
Yeah.
God, it's
Yeah.
already a few years old.
I know. I felt the same when he said that. I'm like, what? Few? No. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Time
Yeah.
flies when you're
Typical Tyranid collectors. This is so old. That's what we do. No, I don't know. I've been trying to cut back on being terminally online in the Warhammer sphere because I feel too in tune with like all the releases and like the previews and all that stuff and like the FOMO and I didn't feel the FOMO exactly, but I feel like I was too aware and I was too like at the behest of Games Workshop marketing materials. So I tried to like cut back on that. And with the Typhon box, it's like, oh, should I get that? I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna pass on this one. I got too many Tyranids as it is. I was cleaning up the studio and I found my pile of specifically Tyranid 2023 release shame, which is I bought a lot of kits from the new Tyranid release with like the goal of maybe doing something like an army, and it just didn't materialize. So I'm actually in the process of selling some of those. There's a guy who's interested in buying some of them because I just have too many. And if I'm doing that, I can't really go out and buy a bunch of Raveners if I have this mountain of Tyranids that I am not really using. So yeah, I was kind of rational about it. But then I saw all of you doing fun things with the kits and how much you love the kits, and I'm feeling a little irrational. So we'll see. I'm not going to try and like buy them off eBay now or anything. But once I had this change of heart, I called all my usual shops and they're like, yeah, man, we're fully sold out. I'm like, oh, dang it. So now I'm going to have to wait till they get their own release, which is fine.
So I will say that I also had sort of reverse FOMO. I ended up actually buying a box of the old Raveners.
Oh.
The current Raveners, because say what you will about the kit design for that one, but the bits that you get from that box are like dope. So I was like, I'm gonna get a box of that before I go somewhere.
So smart.
Yeah. The one nice thing I will say about all the Terminator, all the like Tyranid stuff that went out of production and after we got the range refresh is that because it took them such a long time to do the range refresh, there is so much out there on the aftermarket, so it didn't get crazy expensive when they went out of production. Like you can still get a box of the old Termagants for a pretty reasonable price.
Yeah, but who wants old Termagants?
Well, you never know. I mean, there are some good bits in there. I like the little arm bits.
Okay.
The old Termagants are great for like random fodder, or you need like tiny little legs.
Yes.
Tiny little claws.
I just have seen those things for so long that I feel like you wouldn't be able to give them away. But apparently there's still a market. Yeah. So, in the can someone volunteer to take a spin through the chat? So I think there was a comment in there about Raveners.
I'm gonna go backwards here. Squid Class said, "Hey, unfortunately, we're not immune to the Ravener FOMO and picked up 2 boxes."
Two.
Mechanico
Nice.
just stopped by and said hello.
Hello. And hello, Squid.
Radon 995 says that they're half tempted to recast their Raveners.
The old ones?
And, I'm guessing so, since I mean they're technically not out of print yet. Although the old metal one, the original 3rd edition metal ones, which
Are long gone.
the new stuff are definitely hearkening to a bit.
Yep.
I feel like there's like some cool conversion stuff. Man, I feel like it's still a bit of a miss that they didn't. I mean, I guess the Wrecker model has like the sort of bifurcated lower jaw, which looks awesome. I kind of wish they had more of those heads, but that I can see the aftermarket for that specific bit going through the roof.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, those, and it's cool.
Like the tail bits.
Yes.
There's a lot of good tail bits. I really like the one with the three claws. I bet that would be great.
It's like a trident.
Shrike feet.
It's okay. Flynn's not here. You can't trigger him.
You know what I should have done? I should have taken an inventory of the spare bits that you get if you make like each of the like hyper adapted models.
Oh, smart. Yep.
Poop. Well, maybe somebody who's intrepid.
Did you go back because did you build them as hyper adapted, or which did you build?
Yeah, I just built like one of each of the special ones.
So wouldn't you still have sprues with the other bits sitting on them?
No, because I try to be good about like cutting off like extra bits and putting them into my bits box.
Yes.
So now they're just like in the ether.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, no. Lost forever.
Yeah. I mean,
I had a question about the lower scything talons. How do those compare size wise? Like what how big are they?
Oh, the ones that are replacing the legs?
Yeah, like the lowest set.
Good question.
Let me see. They are essentially comparable to the Hormigant claws.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping they would be smaller.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Bargaze to use them on something really small, like he does with the Zoanthrope ones, and teach me how valuable they are.
Yeah.
Some of them are smaller. They're not like consistently sized, which is kind of interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
Like maybe a shade smaller than the Hormigant claws, but not like it's not kind of like the Zoanthrope little like mini claws.
Too bad, because those are so great.
Yeah, they are.
Those are really nice.
Cool. Well, thanks for the report on the Typhon box, Will. I'm glad you got one.
Yeah, no. I'm glad I got
one. Shane, what have you been up to?
Well, I have been working on a couple creepy critters that are all in a state of like they're like almost done. And one is more almost done than the others. I actually am probably going to finish him up tonight and might finish him up tomorrow. I'm pretty proud of this guy. Will has seen him. He's got like he's got this weird like I used the what are they called? Incubi from Hordes.
Oh, I thought Dark Eldar. Okay.
No, so in Hordes, which is like the offshoot from War Machine, proprietary press. There's these the Legion of Everblight. They're kind of like the dragons that look vaguely Tyranidy.
I know them.
And they have this one unit called the Incubi, and they're like the like dudes where like the dragon mutation is like ripping out of their skin.
Whoa.
and there was
Yeah.
one particular bit that it looks like he's got like his flesh is like stretching out over like the like mutation,
Mhm.
and he's got like a face over the top of like the carapace bit on his head, and I was like, I've always seen those kits and been like, that needs to somehow be a Tyranid.
Mhm.
But I've always struggled with like how to make it look Tyranidy without making it look still Legion of Everblighty.
Yep.
And I think I've done a pretty decent job with it.
Sweet.
So I think people like it.
Great. And it's going to be like a Tyranid. It's going to be like for Triptych 28. It's going to be like a cultist.
Triptych 28. It's like a weird mutated monster guy.
Yep. Nice. Triptych 28 being?
It's by my fan fiction, basically. It's like a I basically wanted to have my own little corner of the grimdark future to kind of act as like a narrative set piece for all the models that I'm making, because I find it much more motivating to build models when I have a story behind them.
Yep.
So kind of trying to create a cast of characters. I've been writing like little short stories about the stuff, and
Great.
honestly, I feel like I've been spending more time writing than I have actually building the models, which I kind of think at this point I need to shift and change that proportion of work. But
writing can also be
fun,
hobby.
so.
Like there's many different ways to hobby. So
that's true. That's true.
I feel that strongly. Cleaning your studio sometimes is hobby.
Yeah, I did that a lot this weekend. Actually, I did a mass cleanup of my hobby area, and the room is much more open. I put a bunch of hobby stuff that I know I'm probably not going to touch in the imminent future in boxes, and I spoke with my parents, and they're going to let me store it in their basement because they don't have any stuff they're putting in there, so they have room for it.
Good.
Just until I can find a more permanent spot for it, because right now, because of the wedding, we've got a ton of like wedding stuff that like is occupying a lot of room and in the basement, so it's like encroaching on my stuff. So until we can find a permanent home for that after the wedding, I kind of need to free up some space anyway. So
smart. I definitely have that. Go ahead.
It's definitely more motivating because like it's easier to work when you've got. I personally work much better in a like more open space where it doesn't feel like I feel like I get very distracted when there's a lot of clutter around.
Yeah.
So it's been helpful in that regard.
Good. Yeah, I need to clean out half of the studio so that Nora can come in here because we want to do like some renovations with our house, which means that she would lose her office space. So I need to split my office space with her. And that has had me thinking about what hobby stuff do I need right now and what hobby stuff do I not want to get rid of, but you know, I don't need it right now. So reminds me kind of what you're doing there.
Yeah, I found it hasn't been that long since I did it, but I have found it's been good for me in terms of keeping myself on task on specific projects, because when I don't immediately have parts for other stuff I'd like to work on available, it kind of forces me to work on the things that, you know, that I do have available.
Smart.
So it's kind of at least for me, it's like almost like a tricking myself subconsciously into thinking that, like, you know, I want to work on things that I don't want to work on, if that makes sense.
I like that. That's smart.
You're just you're Mary Kondoing your hobby.
Hey, if it works,
exactly.
Man. If it works.
Does the Gribbly spark joy?
Yes. Yeah, it sparks all of the joy.
Or terror? That's awesome. And I feel like I should take a little bit of that, like the idea of limiting my choice of bits and projects so that I can get on the stuff that I need to finish. Oh, say like somebody's Red Dragon.
Yeah.
You haven't got cash for that though, right? You're planning a wedding.
Well, I just sold all my Pokemon cards, so now I do.
Oh, geez. Okay. Hopefully you did
It's
well
okay, no
with
pressure.
your Pokemon cards.
Oh yeah, I got a good chunk of change.
Good.
Enough to buy like a middle of the road car. So
Oh, cool. Okay.
yeah.
And
So
useful. Yeah, so and congratulations on the wedding preparations. That's exciting.
yeah,
Hopefully they're going
it's
smoothly.
we're less than 100 days. I haven't counted the days. It's on October 5th, so
Yep.
less than 80 days, I think. I think it's like 70 something.
Cool. Well, I hope it all goes smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've gotten most of the RSVPs so far. Majority have said yes.
Great. Any other hobby reporting, or is that you?
That's pretty much it for me.
Okay.
I mean, I guess this is as good a time as
Oh,
any.
yeah. Go
Uh,
for it.
so, good buddy Jason Lai, who, of course, provided prize support a few years ago for the Nidvember and June Stealer events. I think it was back in like was it 23 or 24? I can't remember.
23, I think.
I think it was 2023. Yeah. So he actually started up his own little business with all these miniatures called Hybrid Miniatures. And there's
And
a ton of
you
really
haven't
great
really
like old.
Yes, you haven't really said
Say again?
specifically what kind of miniatures it is yet.
Yeah. So they're a ton of like old Hammer style, totally not Gene Stealer hybrids. There's also like a really cool model based on the old Rogue Trader art of the original Gene Stealer with the creepy tentacle face and all that. And he's got some other old Hammer stuff that's like non-Tyranid related as well. He's got some space dwarves like squats.
Mhm.
He's got some like old school um
I think
style
we should call
female
them
space marines.
don't call them gene stealers. He's got some old style don't call them squats and some old style don't call them female space marines.
Yeah. So like if anybody's familiar with like the I forget what her name was, but like
Gabs? Isn't her
the
name
one
Gabs or
female
something?
space marine. Yeah. So they made a whole range based on that model. Um so they're kind of sisters of Battle-E, but they're also kind of more Space Marine-y.
Mhm.
But anyways, all that's to say, you can purchase all these models, and if you follow this link here in the chat, it is a referral link. I will get a little bit of a kickback for that if you want to purchase anything, and you also get a free miniature with your first order.
Oh, sweet.
Sounds
I
dope.
I'm
And
not sure exactly which miniature it is, but
as
they're all
both
cool. So
you and Jason have been you have been a long time supporter of the stream, and Jason has also been a supporter of the stream materially, giving us prize stuff. That's super cool. That I'm glad you guys can both get a little cut if anyone wants to buy some cool old Hammer stuff.
yeah, I could definitely attest to the quality of the miniatures. They're very well cast, not a lot of mold lines.
Sorry, and what material are they cast in, just so people know?
They're all metal,
Yeah.
so very much old Hammer style. So if you're a newer hobbyist, you may not have worked with a lot of metal stuff. I do think there are a couple models he has that are in resin, but the majority are in metal.
Mhm.
He actually has some newer ones as well. He has a new version of the Protonid, which looks closer to the Fisher model than the other one that he did.
Oh,
And
cool.
he
Okay.
actually has a so there were in the original release there was a hybrid based on one of the unreleased models that Bob Ollie did,
Mm-hmm.
but the pose was slightly different. But he actually got in touch with Bob Ollie, who did another kind of replicant sculpt of that original unreleased miniature and gave it to another guy to sell, but he managed to get a hold of the molds for that one too. So now he has basically both versions. as well.
Nice.
And there's a really
Neat.
cool farm family. There's some old spawns that there's one that looks kind of like the old grabber slasher. There's some really cool stuff if you're into retro Warhammer stuff.
And
So
what's the
definitely check
name?
it out.
Just so you like, because when the stream goes out and there's a VOD here, people might not have as much ease accessing the chat. So what's the name of his studio, business, miniature company?
Hybrid Miniatures.
Hybrid Miniatures. So go check out Hybrid Miniatures. And do you have the link on your profile on Instagram or something in case people miss it?
I was planning on making a post about it. I put the link in the chat.
Yeah.
But I will also put the link. There will be a post I'm going to be making on Instagram. You can follow the link on there.
So make sure to check out VoicesOnSilent on Instagram to get that post. Oh, can you also Shane, can you put it in our Discord in the stream thoughts? It's rather than Work in Progress Wednesday, can you put it in stream reviews and thoughts? And then I can try to remember to put it on the VOD of this when it's done. Sweet. Cool. For my hobby report, I haven't been doing a ton of hobby lately, but I am working on this Screamer Killer you see before you. This was a long-suffering mission for somebody who paid me to start the work, and then I've sadly lost contact with them. It's not someone who I've worked with before, and I just kind of followed up to be like, hey, are you still like interested in that commission? And I never heard back, and I'm like, hey, it's been a while, are you still interested in that commission? And never heard anything. So this critter here has actually found a new home, and I don't know, do you guys want to know where it's going, or do you want it to be a surprise?
Is somebody famous?
It's not somebody, I don't know, famous? Tyranid famous. Tyranid famous, maybe.
Tyranid famous?
Not someone I've made something for before. There's a big hint.
Okay.
So, we'll have it be a surprise.
Not the Germans.
Oh God, it's a Rick Priestley?
Oh, yeah.
It could be Rick Priestley. I've never made Rick Priestley a miniature before.
Or Mr. Kelly.
Oh man, I'd love to make something for Phil Kelly. Spoiler alert, it's not Phil Kelly. That'd be cool. Phil, if you're definitely watching this stream that we do, which you definitely are not, just let me know if you want something, buddy. I'll hook you up. Yeah, so it's cool that I was able to find a new home for it. I'm really excited to get it through to this person, and I hope they enjoy it. And helpfully, because this thing's kind of like been off and on over like decades. Like I think I started making this when we initially did the Tyron table, which wasn't the Infestation of Casavant Prime one, which was amazing. It was the one we did after that, where I tried to do everything myself and didn't have enough time. So at that time, that was when I made my Screamer Killer out of a plastic Carnifex, the first one. And I liked it so much that I started making a second one, and that was this. And then it sat in a box for a decade, until someone came around looking for a model. I'm like, well, I could finish this for you. And they were like, yeah, sounds good. And now it will be going to its new home. But as part of that, it was actually a bits of box recipe that I was following to do this, like cutting up the Carnifex torso and turning it certain ways. Like this is actually the two outer parts of a Carnifex torso. So it's cut down the middle here, and they're just kind of reversed so that the outer armor plates form this like inner closed in area. Yeah, and this was something that Bits of Box came up with. But he also cut up the face and like messed it around the angles with it. But the eyes were actually very small, and I didn't realize quite how small the eyes were until this client was like, hey, can you do something with those eyes to make them like more in line with the head carapace? So I cut out some of the head carapace, I carved out the holes for the eyes, and I put the eyes in there, and I think it's a big improvement on what it was before. So pretty happy with that.
I really love the legs.
Yeah, me too. Nora was looking at them yesterday. She's like, does it have leg warmers on from the 80s? I'm like, it does kind of look like it's got leg warmers on, doesn't it? But
it's got those like platform boots that they would have like fish in back in the 70s.
yeah, I like it. I like it.
and I don't hate it. Also, versus Dan Kaplinger for letting me know that Hybrid Miniatures has metal versions of totally legally distinct versions of the old Rogue Trader Warriors, and I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Definitely
Yes,
not Rogue Trader
they're great.
Warriors. Wait, like Tyranid Warriors?
Yes, they look
Oh
like the
no.
old warriors.
Oh no, I'm not going to recover from this.
They're big too.
Yeah,
They're upsized.
yeah, they look quite a. They're, let's see, 1, 2,
I
3,
think they're
4,
about
5, 6,
7
7
centimeters.
centimeters. Yeah, by the pictures. Oh no, my bank account. Why, Shane? Why'd you do this to me?
He knows you better than you know yourself.
Yep.
Wait, was it Dan or was it Shane you're blaming?
Yes.
Good answer. And I shoved my finger in something I was happy with. Fantastic.
Hate when that happens.
Classic.
In addition to working on this thing, it's not really straight up hobby news. Well, it's not like whatever. I also have, okay, let's find the right window here. Which one is it? Okay, this. What? Why does none of these look like? Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, it would help if I pulled it in front of the camera. That would be good. So, in other hobby-related news, let's move this stuff so I don't show my hand. I am participating in an event from the fine folks at Fenris Workshop, who are longtime supporters of this channel and one of the largest supporters or most generous supporters of my channel. They do this thing every year called the Black Shield Tournament. As Will touched on earlier, I don't play. We don't play. We play with making models and doing cool hobby stuff. So yeah, Fenris is hosting this thing called the Black Shield Tournament. It's being hosted in Montreal this September 20th and 21st in Canada. Though I don't play, they have hobby workshops at the Black Shield Tournament. And I asked them if they would be interested in someone teaching people about green stuff at the tournament. And they said, yeah. So I will be teaching one of the or a couple of the hobby workshops on September 20th and 21st. So what's included? We've got free goodies, meet and greet with artists. That's me. Bar on premises. Sweet. They've got Sam Lenz coming. So although if I want you to take my sessions, I shouldn't be promoting Sam Lenz's sessions because it's a full 2-day workshop. But if you're into Sam Lenz and you're in Montreal, probably a good opportunity. But then we got on Saturday the 20th? The heck dates? Saturday, September 20th. I am doing a Kit Bash Like a Boss session. It's only an hour long because it's made for the people who are doing the tournament so that they can pop out of the tournament, do a session on their lunch, and then pop back into the tournament. So yeah, and then I will also be doing a You Don't Suck at Green Stuff session later that day from 2:30 to 4. So that's a longer course. It's for all skill levels. So, and you'll also be receiving, I think, you'll definitely be receiving Nivea because I'm handing that out. You'll be receiving some tools and I think some putty to mess around with. And yeah, that's on the Saturday. And then again on the Sunday, they're repeating my You Don't Suck at Green Stuff session on the Sunday in case you missed it on Saturday. And I think, again, that's like in the lunch for the tournament. I think that's it. Yeah. So if you want to attend, it's happening in Montreal. They've rented out space at a college there, the Collège Jean et Ude. I think that's how we say that. Which, what the heck area? Saint Michel? I don't really know that part of Montreal. More about the plateau, but that's where it is in Montreal, if you're interested. And yeah, I'd be happy to meet you, teach you, do fun stuff with you. Free parking at the event, catering service, which is cool. And there's a bar on premises, so that's not bad. I don't have an affiliate. I should have asked them. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, sounds like a good time.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't have an affiliate link for this. I should have asked them for an affiliate link so that people can, like, I don't know. But I guess they don't have that set up for the hobby sessions. But I'm looking forward to that. I also, I'm a little scared of Adepticon because when I wanted to go to Adepticon this year, that's when I messed up my leg. And I'm worried I might be cursed for Adepticon because the last time I tried to go, it was the pandemic. But I'm going to try again. So let's hope that nothing horrible happens in March of 2026. Because I've expressed my interest in teaching at Adepticon in 2026. I really hope I can make it. Oh, sweet. Did you already get your hotel?
I like the hotels like went up like crazy, but the buddy of mine with whom I was supposed to hang out last year did get one because he was like actually like prepared and punctual about the stuff. But hopefully. Yeah.
Oh, I asked because I was not prepared and punctual. Because they sent me this thing for like I messaged them like a week back or something asking like if they've taken on instructors yet or whatever, and then I got an email back from them like I think the day that the hotels went live or the day after the hotels went live. So I didn't actually get a notification about the hotels going live, and I was like, oh, I should go check that out. Oh, they're gone. They're not all gone, but like all the ones close to the venue were gone. So I think I'm gonna try the Airbnb route.
Well, the one that directly connected to the venue is sold out, but I think there's one like a block away that I forget which one.
So they have a bunch of them listed in walking distance from the venue, and anything within 15 minutes is they say they're sold out.
See.
Unless I missed something.
I feel like Adepticon's gotten so big over the years. It's like you got to be on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really just need to put a reminder in my calendar for that time of year. Every year.
I do want to go next year, but I kind of feel like I'm probably only going to have money / PTO for one like thing like that next year. And I like really, really want to go to G-Fest next year. So I think I'm probably going to do that.
What's G-Fest?
It's a Godzilla convention.
Oh, sick. That's cool.
Yeah. It's the Godzilla convention.
Where does that happen?
They usually do it in like the Chicago area.
Okay. That's really cool.
They usually have like a lot of like, famous guests from the actual movies, and they do like showings of all the classic films and usually have Q&As with creators and the comic book writers, and
cool.
There's a cosplay show, and I've always wanted to go.
Sorry, did you say there's a cosplay show?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, is there any costume other than Godzilla? But I guess you could do like all the monsters.
Yeah. Everybody does, and it's kind of like it's G-Fest, so it's Godzilla, but it's also like kind of catch-all kaiju cinema.
Cool.
So you have like Ultraman too.
Oh, really nice. That's awesome. And wait, aren't they doing a sequel to -1? I guess it won't be out by then.
I don't think it'll be out by then. No.
Yeah.
Although, actually, come to think of it, though, if they do announce it coming out like in 2027, maybe I'll wait to go to G-Fest in 2027, and that way it'll be like right after the movie comes out or right before the movie comes out.
Oh, nice.
But we'll have to see.
I thought you were gonna say that like you need to save your PTO for honeymoon.
No, we're doing that like right after the wedding. That's happening. Like we're
good.
Hopping on a plane to New Zealand on October 7th.
New Zealand. Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh God, that's amazing. Oh damn it. Oh no. Oh, you lucky bastard.
Because what better place to spend your honeymoon?
I went to Italy like a chump, like an absolute chump. New Zealand? Come on. Damn, that's cool. Damn.
Yeah, we're both really excited.
Amazing. I'm excited for you.
Be going on like we got like a helicopter tour of like all the major filming locations for Lord of the Rings.
Hell yeah.
Sorted out.
Amazing.
I wanted to do cage diving with great white sharks, but apparently it's not in season where we're going.
Oh, too bad.
Bloody hell.
No, that's what he's hoping to avoid.
Yeah. It would have been nice if we could have done it this year too, because it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Oh my. Okay, that would have been too perfect. That's amazing, man. I'm so jealous. I look forward to hearing all about it.
And it's actually the first time I'll have ever been out of the country. So
Whoa. Whoa. And you're starting big.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, then we got to get you up to Canada after that.
Yeah, for sure. I got my passport now, so
You get the global entry.
I can't get the hell out of here.
What's the global entry?
Global entry is sort of like a faster customs processing.
Yeah, I got the faster one just because I was worried with like everything that's going on politically right now that the processing for like non-fast tracked passports was gonna be like too long. So I just got the expedited one, and it ended up being like ridiculously fast. Like I I went to the post office and filled out all the paperwork and stuff, and like literally I got that back in like a week and a half.
Wow. Oh no, wait. Will, were you talking about a different thing?
A global entry is sort of a different processing,
Like a visa thing?
Correct. Yeah, kind of. It's like kind of pre-vetted stuff. You might want to look into it. I don't know whether or not you can get it processed and stuff in time for October, but basically lets you get through your like customs a lot faster.
Oh, is it kind of like that
Nexus?
Oh God, no! I've been through the airport a lot for work, and there's like
Yes,
this
that
thing
pre-check?
called yeah, the pre-check.
It's sort of like
TSA
that, but
pre-check.
like it's sort of like that, but for international travel. Like
Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Nick, it's like in America we have this thing where like basically you can like sign up for TSA pre-check, and
Yeah.
basically you go through like a verification system that like basically
We have it too. It's called
it basically makes it so that you no longer have to go through the TSA.
Yeah.
You can go be fast tracked through. It's like, you know, by
Canada and the
having
United States have something called Nexus that's like that, where like if you travel the States a lot, you can get pre-cleared. And you go through the Nexus line and it's way faster.
I really should get it because I travel on planes enough that like I think it would be worth getting it.
Yeah.
My finger in it.
Pre-check is great
for it, actually.
Put my finger in it again.
Oh, no.
I'm the worst.
That's just trying to stop working.
Why are you people watching me? I'm the worst. Well, it's just like I'm like, oh, I'm carefully working up here, and then I rest my finger right there. It's wonderful.
Oh yeah, the model I was talking about, this little guy, I was doing that, and I had this perfect, like super gross looking, gribbly, stretchy skin section. I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish sculpting this muscle on this arm. Let me just angle it, and I shoved my finger right into it. But luckily I realized I started to shove my finger into it, and I didn't put like full pressure, so I was able to kind of recover it, but it still doesn't look as good as it did before I messed it up.
Yeah, every time I do this it looks worse. Okay, great. Will, so I assume everyone I've spoken to has been out of the country. Will, have you been out of the country? You have, right?
I mean, I was out of the country this past May.
Sick. Oh wait, where'd you go?
Greece.
Oh no, I did not know that. Okay, cool. Okay, so you're out of the country all the time.
Fun. I try to get out of the country when I can, just because. I mean, you know, travel's fun.
Yeah.
Good. I'm always insanely jealous of our friends across the pond who are just like, yeah, you know, we're on like, you know, holiday, like, you know, we're just gonna be here for a short time, like 2 weeks, and it's like every American's like, oh.
Oh yeah, Hydra's like, I'm just gonna drive to France. It's like, goddamn. Yeah. It's a long drive, but still.
Yeah, I think that the thing though that, you know, it seems like so crazy in that regard, but I mean, here in the States, I mean, and even I guess technically for you in Canada, like that's the equivalent of you driving over to Montreal, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
A little
like,
further.
Driving to like South Carolina.
So I've done that drive to France from Germany with Simon and his wife. It is like 15 hours, but it would be like me driving to the Maritimes, like going to like Halifax or something.
That's more like us driving to Florida from here.
Yeah.
Well, Hydra's like in like Dortmund, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Dortmund. Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, some northwest-ish
Yep.
Germany. So yeah, I have no conception of distance between the different countries in Europe, other than it's just like every time someone's like, "Oh yeah, it's like I feel like every once in a while you get tourist in the States, who's like, yeah, I was just gonna visit a couple of the states, that I heard about, like I'm here in New York today, but I thought, just like take a quick trip over to like South Carolina. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
dog, that's a long trip, man. It's like this is not a day trip. Like these states this is the same country, but they may as well be different
Yeah.
countries.
People want to go to
Yeah.
Toronto and Vancouver in the same trip. I'm like, I hope you got a plane ticket, man, because dang.
Yeah, I mean, when my fiance and I went on our
Oh yeah, your
big
epic road
around
trip.
the country,
Yep.
it was like, to go around the country, it was like we went around because we went from Maryland down to Texas, kind of almost made the border of the country from like down the East Coast and then down the Gulf of Mexico coast and then over through Utah and well, kind of I guess up through Utah, then back down into Nevada, and then sorry, Nevada, and then
Nevada.
over to what is it, L.A., and then all the way up the West Coast, taking the coastal highway, and then we went all the way up like the northern border, Montana, the Dakotas, and all that. It was 10,000 miles. Like,
Holy toot.
Wait, did you guys drive across the Great Plains back?
No, because we had a buddy that was doing like there's this place in North Dakota called Medora, and it's like in the Theodore Roosevelt National Park, and they have like he like goes there every summer to do like these like musical theater shows, and so we wanted to go see
cool.
that. So we ended up kind of sticking more towards almost kind of like close to the Canadian border as we were going across.
Should have just popped
the
across,
northern
buddy.
states.
You don't need a passport. I think you just need a driver's license, don't you? Or wait, do you need a passport
Not
now?
anymore.
Not
No, I'm pretty
anymore.
sure that Canada decided that we needed like our passports.
Damn it. Sorry.
Is that true even with Real ID?
I don't know. I have no idea. Real ID is just weird. But
See, Real ID doesn't bother me because I've had Real ID since I got my driver's license. Because
What
West
is Real
Virginia,
ID?
where I got my license, it's like a more, you have to have a birth certificate in order to get a Real ID driver's license.
Whoa, wait! You don't need you don't need a birth certificate for a driver's license in the United States?
No.
No, you just need proof of residency.
Yeah, you need proof of residence.
Wow.
You don't need to prove that you were born in the
That's
country.
like brass tacks in Canada.
That's why a lot of illegal aliens are allowed to get driver's license.
Interesting.
You have to understand that we have like a 2-bit like operation going on.
Yeah, it's true.
Like I can't stress enough just like how just like ramshackle everything here is. Just like Jesus Christ.
And like every rule has an exception if you go like different states, and like the drive, especially with the driving tests, like the driving tests have gotten so easy over the years. You don't even have to know how to parallel park to get your driver's license in the United States.
No.
The Maryland driving test was like just absolute jokes.
Like it was a joke when I took it, and that was, well, not in Maryland because I was living in West Virginia at the time, but in West Virginia it was a complete joke, and from what I understand, it's even easier now. So I'm just like, well, no wonder I see all these idiots on the road just like driving like it's Mad Max on 495.
If you ever want to go down a rabbit hole, just look up Maryland drivers on the internet, and there's a strong case for them being some of the worst drivers in the country.
My. Okay, interesting.
I still say Jersey is worse.
As somebody who's lived in the greater Jersey, New York, Jersey area, Jersey well, that was at least like 15, 20 years ago. Jersey drivers are more aggressive, but predictably so. Maryland drivers are just like, it's just pure chaos. Like you don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
It's like neutral evil versus chaotic evil.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about like predictability, right?
Yeah.
With bad drivers, 'cause, like you see like a dude in like the Jersey Turnpike just blasting down like the right lane, just like, well, this guy's gonna like pass me, so I'm just gonna let him pass me or whatever. Maryland drivers, they'll just like arbitrarily switch lanes while they're like right next to you.
Oh
Like,
my God.
while-
Yeah, I actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I was driving on 495 on the way home the other day. I just decided to take a different route home.
Oh, God
And
bless you.
literally, a guy missed his exit. He stopped in the middle of
What?
oncoming traffic. We're talking people going 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He stopped, backed
Yep.
up in the
No.
middle of the highway,
No.
and then
Yep.
took the exit.
No. Oh no.
Welcome to the DC, Maryland Virginia driving area.
That's horrible.
It sucks.
That's horrible.
I mean, keeping in mind that I'm somebody who learned and got his license in Maryland originally, when I was a teenager, and then I moved to New York for school and work thereafter. And I remember, like, around that time, I just kept seeing all this shit on the internet. It's like, oh God, Maryland drivers are the worst. Maryland drivers are the worst. And, as somebody who grew up in Maryland and learned how to drive in Maryland, I took some umbrage at that at the time, going like, "Hey, man, we're not that bad. Like, this is just exaggeration." And I moved back down to the area, and I'm like, "Oh no, everything was true."
Oh no.
Like, this was well-founded anger and frustration on the internet.
It's Maryland, but it's also not. It's kind of just the DMV. So it's like Northern Virginia, DC, and like northern
Guys,
north.
that's really confusing because isn't that what you call your driver's offices? Driver's
Yes,
ed?
it is. Ironically, yes.
So
yes,
DMV is also DC Metro, like Maryland, Virginia.
DC. It's like
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
DC,
Okay.
Maryland, Virginia. Yeah.
So
Some people call it Delmarva too, but
yeah, but we don't care about Delaware. Nobody.
yeah, we don't care about
Delaware.
Delaware.
The one thing,
tax.
I will say that the one thing that needs to be commented on about the DMV area and the drivers is that there are so many people in this area who are from all parts of the country because there's previously, the federal employment just pulls from everywhere. So a lot of people come here because of federal employment. So literally, DC itself is not a lot of people who are like, born and bred DC residents, right? It's a lot of people from all over the area. So the problem is that you have this metropolitan area, greater metropolitan area that's just made up of like 5 million different driving cultures.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
The closer you get to DC, the worse it gets.
Yeah, and couple that with the fact that a lot of people, like, frankly, are just like shittier and more distracted while driving because everyone's on their fucking phone all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes for just like absolute cluster of driving around here.
Like, it's really not an exaggeration that, like, if you're in like peak like traffic on like 495, it is like a Mad Max movie. I sometimes put on the Fury Road soundtrack, and it's just, it fits. You could literally just film out your window, and it's like it's a madhouse. It really is.
Sitting there 495 going, what a glorious day.
I don't know what possessed me to take 495.
Just roll down your window and scream, "Witness me!"
The other day.
Witness me!
Witness me!
So that's why you were just like shooting up with some spray paint up in paint while driving.
Guys, I need to get a deal on some chrome spray paint. We're gonna get some good chrome spray paint. I feel like we should go through chat. We haven't talked to chat. Can someone take a look at chat?
Yeah, I think let's see.
I know Radon went to bed.
Yeah,
Night, Radon.
Oh no.
Oh well, he said he did, and then he came back to talk about Michigan driving.
Oh, fair.
Now he's gone back to bed though.
We have Silver Scratch Build Productions who stopped by and said
Oh,
hi.
That's new. Hi, welcome.
Vermis came
Yo,
in.
Vermis, hey buddy.
We have Tom Wilson, Diana. Thanks for joining as always, and which I guess this is a good segue to always say, if you like the stream, like and subscribe, and well, please drop a comment in the chat. Electro Dust Bunny's here. He has to go because the storm's coming. Stay safe. Storms are no joke. Diana commenting about how much it terrifies her when Americans try to drive over there. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, your streets are much narrower, curvier, and more filled with roundabouts than we are used to. 100%.
Also, much more on the left than you are used to.
Yes. That's one thing I'm kind of nervous about going to New Zealand is we're getting a rental car, and I know they drive on the other side of the road.
Oh man,
have you got experience with that, Will? Because I want to share my experience.
Oh, I have not, but a friend had considered taking this job opportunity to move to New Zealand some years back, and she had to take some training, to drive on the left, and I can't find the software, and I've been looking for it for ages because I think it'd be a really kind of interesting experience. But like, it's just like this driving simulator specifically tailored to like teach you how to drive on the left side of the road.
Interesting.
And I think also they like had like, random things that come up like bicyclists, which are a thing that I understand is more common everywhere except for the States because we hate bicyclists and like public transport.
Oh,
and anything like that.
I hate cyclists.
Hey,
although in fairness, I feel like cyclists are a lot douchier in America than they are probably other places.
Listen.
Like, I feel like it's a lot more of a common mode of transportation
as someone
over in other countries.
As someone who has ridden to work since 2014 daily, you need to be douchey when you're dealing with shitty drivers. Like, I think probably there's like douchey guys who are douchey, but then there's probably also douchey cyclists who need to do that because they're just fighting for their life. Like
there's definitely that, and I definitely appreciate it, but there's like a lot of those situations where it's kind of a egg and which
came
egg,
first, yeah. Douchey cyclist or annoying driver, yeah.
Like, because a lot of the arguments from bicyclists, which is 100% valid, is that drivers in the States are just absolutely horrid with bicyclists, which is 100% true. Like, just there's no arguing with it. Like, most drivers are really bad with it, in large part because there's just really not as many bicyclists. Like, as always, and the infrastructure for bicycles is just awful.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that like the problem is there's not enough bike paths, so you have fucking bikes driving in the middle of the road going 25 miles an hour in a 45, and you're like, you can't get around them because it's a one-lane road, and they always are right in the middle of the road instead of kind of veering off to the side, so you could gently go around them. It just annoys the hell out of me. I mean, and I get it's not their fault, but like it just I don't feel like the laws match the infrastructure.
Yeah, I think the bigger issues that is my daily commute is walking and mass transport because I'm thankfully in a situation where I can have public public transit and whatnot. But a lot of bicyclists think they're fucking like Lance Armstrong, like their speed suits and shit. But like,
that's not cool.
On sidewalks, the number of people who fail to like at least because if you're sharing the walkway with pedestrians, you're supposed to yield to pedestrians. You are supposed to like indicate that you're about to pass them. And like vast majority of the bicyclists around here like do not do that, and they zip past you with like their super silent, super carbon steel things because they I guess think that they're gonna win the fucking Tour de France or something like that, and then like on top of like they're shitty on pedestrian like thoroughfares even sometimes when they have like because like the area I'm in has been investing in a lot of bicyclist infrastructure. There's a lot of dedicated bike lanes, which is good. At the same time, some of them don't use it, and then even when they do, they also like once they get on the roads, they also just don't, in the areas where they are supposed to be like sharing the roads, they don't follow the traffic rules either.
Yeah.
So like they are just blowing through red lights because it's like, well,
Yes.
it's too much energy to stop. It's like, yeah,
I
I
hate
get
that.
it, but you're also gonna get killed if you like just blow through this red light through this
Yes.
intersection, right?
So
Like this seems like a really bad idea. And and again, it's one of those things where like the one begets the other, and anytime this topic of conversation comes up around here, you know, everyone's kind of playing the whataboutisms, right? You know,
yeah.
it's like a bicyclist should be better about obeying the traffic laws. Like, well, the car should be like doing this, you know. So like, I'm doing this because the car's like, yeah. Don't get me wrong, the cars should also be doing this, but both of you should stop like being assholes. You know, like
Agreed.
everyone should stop being assholes and just start like not being dicks to everybody.
So
Like it's not like just one or the other, right? And I feel like so much of the discourse tends to almost be veered to, it's only the problem is the other guys. Like no, both sides are really at
though I can't
at fault.
respond as an American cyclist, I can respond as an urban cyclist in the largest city in Toronto. I hate it when cyclists are shitty with road rules. Like to the point
Yeah,
where here we're blessed that our city is trying to make more bike lanes. In fact, fun fact, I'll try to make this brief. The equivalent of our governor, our provincial premier, the illustrious Doug Ford, he tried to run for mayor of Toronto. He failed. He got defeated. He has spent the rest of his career trying to become mayor of Toronto. Couldn't do it, so he became the provincial premier, the governor. And he basically uses his power as provincial leader to try and fuck over Toronto. And he did it most recently, where our city has been trying very hard to put bike lanes in on streets all over the place. They made the mistake of putting in bike lanes in the area of the city that this guy's from. And he is horrible for like, if one person calls him and is like, I'm mad about this, he's like, okay, we're shutting it all down. Like he'll do it for no reason. And what he did is he went and he took this alleged study that showed that only 1% of people in Ontario commute to work, and use that as an excuse to try to pass legislation that makes it so cities can't decide on their own bike lanes. They have to appeal to the provincial government to approve their municipal infrastructure, which is a municipal responsibility that cities are supposed to handle. They have to go to him to say it's okay. But the survey that the research that he used to justify this, it surveyed an area of Ontario that is mostly urban. Oh, no, sorry, mostly suburban. Like there's no bike infrastructure. Like if you guys are familiar with like where like Niagara Falls is in the United States.
mostly.
I've never been, but I'm familiar with it.
Anyway, like he basically took a survey from like Niagara Falls to like west of Toronto. Most of that area is all car based. And he's like, yeah, in this area, only 1%. And like, he didn't actually survey like the urban areas where we have bike stuff. Anyway, he did this whole law. Cycling group, Cycle Toronto, challenged it in court. And just today it was defeated. The judge said that they challenged it under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, saying that if the provincial government is able to force Toronto to tear out bike lanes that they've already put in, it'll result in like it being more dangerous for pedestrians and for cyclists. And there's some part in the charter that's like, the right to not die. And that made it through. But now the provincial government is saying they're going to
not die.
Yeah. The provincial government is going to appeal the decision, but we had like a minor win. But anyway, yeah,
You
like
have no right to not die.
it's anyway. It's ridiculous what's happening right now. But I will say that for my decade of biking, more than decade of biking to work, if I'm in a bike lane, and we have this thing in Toronto where to protect pedestrians, the pedestrian signal will go before the actual like car signal. So like the light will stay red, but the walk sign will come on and pedestrians can start walking. A lot of cyclists will go on the pedestrian sign. Like they'll be in the bike lane, but the thing will turn to walk and they'll just ride through the intersection. I wait till that green light changes because I don't want motorists to think I'm an asshole biker. Because I see a lot of asshole bikers doing exactly what Will says. Just like blowing through red lights, not stopping at all, not even trying. And I hate that because it makes all cyclists look bad. Not just that guy. It makes every cyclist look like an asshole in that driver's eyes. So I totally agree, Will. People need to be responsible bikers.
Yeah.
Also, it needs to be not like 100 fucking degrees outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
my
if I was a
dog.
bicyclist, like I'm not. Like sorry, I'm no, just no.
It's a bit
This
hot to
weather
bike
that
out
we
here.
having, like I am not. I would not do
Yeah.
manual powering of.
I do. Nora has started biking to work. She cannot bike in this weather. I probably shouldn't be because I biked yesterday and then I got a migraine. So, but fortunately, it's cooling down here tomorrow. But yeah, it's been gross.
Stupid heat wave.
God, so bad.
It's the never-ending heat wave. Is it even a
Yeah.
heat wave at this point, or is this just the new normal for the summer?
I think this particular moment is a heat dome,
Oh, great.
but our summers have legitimately
Yes.
gotten just
They've gotten crazy.
objectively worse.
Toronto has had 21 days of heat warnings this summer, which is higher than the last 2 summers.
That above 70 degrees centigrade or Fahrenheit or something.
So we get a heat warning when the temperature doesn't go below God, it's 20 Celsius. Is that like 70 Fahrenheit?
That'd be let's see, 436, 68.
So yeah, what if the temperature at night does not drop below 68, and if the temperature during the day is above oh God, 31 Celsius, something like that, and with the humidex it's 40 Celsius, I think that's getting up near 100 Fahrenheit, that's when we get our heat warnings. If it's for 2 days or more, like that.
31 Celsius is like 60 or 80, 88, 89 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, and then it's getting up, but then it's like 40 is the main thing. Like if it goes to 40 with the humidex, like the humidity, is that 100? 40?
Yes. That's probably somewhere around there. It's
Thank you for doing the math for me. I appreciate it.
104.
Yeah, so that's when we get our, what they call like a heat warning, and they, yeah. Open all the outdoor pools late so that people can go swim. They're free, that kind of stuff. But it's been gross. I hate it. I get migraines.
Yeah.
It's bad.
My people were not built for this.
No, I was not built for this. I describe myself as a snow vampire. I like the dark. I like the cold.
I believe an Irish coworker friend of mine refers to the sun as the day moon.
Day
moon. Do you guys want to slap some gums about the new Games Workshop logo? Do we care?
I mean,
or why
sure.
not?
Yeah, here we go.
Stir some shit up.
Controversy. So you might be familiar with. Wait, I thought I had a better picture than this. 1 sec. There we go. Pixelated as all get out. You might be familiar with this lovely symbol. It might, haunt your dreams from childhood of the cool miniatures you were going to get. This is the old time Games Workshop logo that has been around for 1,000 years. It's cute. It's red and yellow, so you know it came from the 80s. And this, I don't know, it's not this week. Apparently this happened a while ago, but someone noticed this week that Games Workshop has actually revised their logo and changed it to be this, which compared to, I should just friggin' download these. Save
Wordfont.com.
Yeah, baby. Okay, let's GW original. There we go. And this is GW new. Oh, save image. That is not where I want to download that. Sorry. Okay, let's see if I can pull these in here so I don't have to do this silliness. I can go away. Loads. Okay. We got Old Hotness right here. Ta-dang! And then we got New Mediocre right here. Ta-dang!
Mediocre.
That's what the part of the community. So Yeah, so on the left is the logo that all of us grew up with. On the right is the new logo that they've introduced. So people have been saying that this is boring. This is not needed. I work as like partially a designer. I've done a couple of design courses. The one on the left is a bit of a nightmare for reproduction and branding purposes, but I think it's cool, and it's been like the identity for so long. It would have been cool if they had done something that preserved parts of it, like maybe the crazy M and maybe like the P or something. But yeah, they've gone in a different direction. I can understand it from a corporate soulless branding perspective, but
I don't like.
I mean,
like,
this isn't
I don't
even
understand it from a branding perspective because like this has been you guys' branding for 40 years. Like it's worked for 40 years. Why change it now?
because every
so
corporation
this
wants to rebrand all the time.
so to a certain extent, this isn't even really a logo anymore. It's a word mark.
Yeah.
Yes, font.
Which
Well,
is
I get
yeah.
the other thing I wanted to show was like as we talk about this, that's not what I want to do. Sec. That needs to be locked. So in the context of we saw this kind of like telegraphed a bit where they did the Warhammer logo, right? And for a while, like this was like their two things. Like there was the Warhammer logo, which was more simplified, more traditional, like easier to reproduce than their logo, and then the Games Workshop logo. But I honestly think that they just want to be Warhammer. Like I don't think they even want to be called Games Workshop anymore. I think they need to be for like legal reasons. But
Well, I think that kind of came up with their stores, right? Because now their stores are called Warhammer. They're
yeah.
not
Yeah.
called Games Workshop. And I remember it came up on Reddit in the Warhammer subreddit a couple weeks back because somebody's like, "Wait, this shop is just called Warhammer? Like, what's up with that?" And the commentary about that was just that I think Games Workshop did have a bit of an issue with when you're called Games Workshop. I think, and people aren't familiar with the brand, people just go in there thinking that you just sell a bunch of different games, not
Oh, I've seen that.
just
So many
Warhammer.
times I've heard my guys in the local be like, "Yeah, we don't sell any games. We only sell this stuff." So I've seen that happen.
Which is like, okay, yeah, I can understand the confusion there. And you know, if Warhammer is sort of your flagship, you know, intellectual property, right? Your IP. I could see, you know, especially if people know you as being the Warhammer company, you know, it's just like, it's
Yeah.
the Warhammer store,
Yeah.
right? Like it feels silly, but at the same time, kind of makes sense. It's like
Yeah.
they're not selling anything else. It's. I mean, they have like there's other games, but it's principally Warhammer and
Yeah.
the other Warhammer affiliated like products. So.
Yeah. Agreed. No, I'd agree with that. That makes a lot of sense that the stores so what I was trying to get at is that because they sell Warhammer, and like Will said, like their brand is Warhammer. The Games Workshop thing I think is maybe a little bit archaic. Like we all like it because it's how we got into the hobby, but I don't know that it's even really relevant. Like the other thing I was wondering about, have you guys thought about Citadel Miniatures? Like is Citadel Miniatures still a thing? I was always so confused about like what was Games Workshop, what was Citadel Miniatures, what was Warhammer. Like that was a whole other thing.
That collapse sort of got subsumed in the greater Games Workshop thing, like I want to say like 20 years ago.
Oh, was that long
20
ago?
years ago. Yeah. That was definitely something that kind of they just merged those aspects of the company together back in my Dachande days that I remember.
They still have,
So
they
that was,
call it Citadel Color.
Yeah, Citadel paints. Yeah.
yeah, I
It
don't know.
is, and even on the currently, if you go on the Games Workshop website or the Warhammer website, yeah, they still say why choose Citadel color on their section of
Yeah, yeah.
like
When I just looked up Citadel to see what like it says in Wikipedia and stuff. It cited the Citadel color thing.
I don't know. Unfortunately, Brian Ansel passed away, so we can't ask him.
Let's get okay. This is a fucking badass logo. So let's just get this in here just to really complicate things. In case anyone ever missed the Citadel logo, it's the shit.
Even the old Warhammer logo was better.
Bam! Oh no, it's a PNG. Oh look, my cutting mat is branded by Citadel Miniatures. Congratulations. Oh wait.
Yeah, it still looks great. It still looks better than the current Games Workshop logo.
Oh wait, my cutting mat is slightly skewed. Let's do this. There we go. Oh, this is not gonna work. There we go. So here we go. Here's the logo soup of Games Workshop. And then added to this is someone. So, oh man, I'm pissed. There's this book that came out called Dice Man. It's like the history of Games Workshop, but it's like the history of Games Workshop until Brian Ansel, which is not the interesting part.
Yeah.
But I
logo.
wish I had it right now, because someone on Instagram said they went back and they found the original Games Workshop logo, which is this. And I wish I had my book, but I lent it to friggin' Eric's Hobby Workshop and he never gave it back to me. So maybe it's gone forever, but maybe it'll come back one day, because I thought they might have this in that book. But apparently this was the original Games Workshop logo.
I have never seen that before.
Nor have I.
I wonder how long they ran that one. Because they said, according to the Warhammer subreddit, this was circa 1983, so it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. So there could be some argument to like they're going back to their roots with this logo, but I don't know if that was it, or if it was just like, or sorry, not logo, this word mark, or if it was just like, hey, we need to simplify our word mark because it's a monster. Part of me actually wondered if they like had been using a really old file for the Games Workshop logo and they just didn't want to have to redesign it, and they were like, let's just do something else.
Let's use AI.
Because that original logo was definitely hand drawn. Because that's how you did things back in the day.
What is a computer?
What was that, Shane?
I said back when we were a real country.
Bad old days. Anyway, so that's the drama this week in hobby circles. I feel like there was other hobby drama that I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, I have hobby drama.
Oh, hit me with your... Wait, does anyone else have anything? What does the chat have to say about this logo? Please, chat, let us know. I hope you've already commented, but we've been terrible at checking the chat, so who knows?
I think Diana
that doesn't deserve to be called a logo. Yes, accurate. I agree. It's a font.
Yeah.
At least it's not papyrus.
Avatar already did that.
They should have just really said fucking just done Comic Sans.
Oh, okay. Someone needs to have made that joke already. Tell me the internet already made that joke. If not, Shane's got it.
Just chose papyrus like a dumb child.
So, okay, I do have hobby drama.
Wait, I think there was one more thing I wanted to say. No, I can't remember what it was. Go for it.
Okay, so are either of you familiar with hassle-free miniatures?
Yes, Simon's obsessed.
Ah, yes, I am too. I am a huge fan of hassle-free miniatures. Well, I recently found out that they apparently have a Kickstarter. Going back to our previous discussions about Kickstarter dramas.
Oh wait,
they have a Kickstarter that they have not fulfilled. Now, for those who don't know a little bit of the background about hassle-free miniatures, hassle-free is owned or was owned. It might still be owned. I'm not sure. By Kev and Sally White. They both co-own the company. Kev was kind of the main sculptor, and Sally also helped. Back in, I think it was 2022 or 2021, Kev got poached by our corporate overlords and went to go work for Games Workshop in the Specialist Games division.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
They poached hassle-free? That sucks. I didn't know that. Holy crap.
They poached Kev. So they brought on another guy. I forget what his real name is, but in like the hobby circles, he's known as Artemis Black. He's a guy who's been in the hobby sphere miniature tabletop gaming for like decades.
Yeah.
So they brought him on to kind of help run the business when Kev left, and I think that's why you see sometimes their business referred to as Black and White Miniatures, because Kev White, Artemis
Oh.
Black. Anyways, they ran a Kickstarter for a bunch of like science fiction miniatures, and I gotta say, they are really cool. I didn't know about this Kickstarter when it came out. If I had, I definitely would have pledged to it. Unfortunately, it
I'm
has
like,
not
would
been
you have been
fulfilled.
happy that you pledged? Is that the next part of the story?
Unfortunately, it was supposed to deliver in April of 2023, and it has not delivered. Some people have reported getting some of their miniatures. Now, Sally and Kev and Artemis have had bits of health trouble that has inhibited them. They're kind of a garage. Hassle-free has always been like a garage shop business. They're not they're like making these models out of their house.
Yeah, like
So
what's his name? Like
not a big
our buddy Curtis at Ramshackle.
Yes, exactly.
Super
so it's like
garage.
not a big major production company. It's like very, very small scale
Boutique.
business. So when one person gets like really sick,
Yeah.
it's a major hit on the business.
That
So
sucks.
anyways, for years it's been now like, they've been have ongoing illnesses, et cetera, et cetera. Well, up to this point now, there's been a severe lack of communication, and in the past few weeks, they kind of just had complete radio silence, and all of a sudden one day the Facebook page was deleted and the website went down. And now and Artemis has not logged into Kickstarter, because you could check Kickstarter creators like when they log in and not. He hasn't logged in. Let's see, how long has it been? It's been at least a month. He's not even logged in. He hasn't logged in since May. He hasn't logged into Kickstarter since May, so they haven't even checked in on the Kickstarter. They're
not encouraging.
And now there's talks that their business is being seized by the United Kingdom government for like some I don't know financial law in the UK, but it's some kind of like tax.
There's a guy in a wig somewhere.
Like they're seizing the company for some kind of like failure to pay taxes or something like that. But what's supposedly happening now is that they're like basically phoenixing the company, which is where you basically close out the old company and start a new company, and it kind of like washes your hands of a lot of the, the financial responsibilities and
bankruptcy. Like, isn't it like bankruptcy filings in the States?
It's kind of like that. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not a businessman, but like I've heard of this happening before, because an actual really infamous example of this was
Asheron Games or whatever.
Who?
Is it Asheron? What was the ones who like were doing the Predator versus Alien thing?
Protos. Yeah, that's who I was going to talk about. Protos Games.
Yeah.
And then they turned into I forget the name of the company, but they became like the people who make Dungeons and Lasers.
I think it's Asheron.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, they used to be Protos Games, and then they had like a bunch of licensing issues with Fox, and they didn't fulfill their Kickstarter, and then they closed down that company and started a new company with all the assets of the old company, with the exception of course, their license stuff. And they kind of dodged a lot of, basically they got out of having to owe people the Kickstarter that they were paid for. They basically took the money for the Kickstarter and started their new business, which was really shitty, and it's why like I don't support that company.
Yep, smart.
But currently, the Hassle-Free Miniatures website was down for a while. It was just like straight up like you got a 404 error. It just straight up would not open. Now, if you go to the website, it says that it says Damien. Damien is Artemis Black. That's his real name. It's saying he's back and he needs some time to sort out outstanding issues. Saying just to stop any rumors before they start, we're not closed. And they're like, things are taking longer. We've got an announcement to make about the changes for the future of the business and blah, 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 blah. And like, so it sounds like they're coming back in like some capacity, but it sounds like there are kind of speculations that they may have sold the company to somebody else, and like they're still involved. But the real drama here, beyond just the not fulfilling the Kickstarter, beyond the not logging into Kickstarter for 4 months, beyond the just like closing down your Facebook page and disconnecting your website for weeks and until you eventually send a message to people saying, "Don't worry, we'll be back." On top of all of that, apparently Damien has been so sick and I've been so ill, and that's why I haven't been able to fulfill the Kickstarter. This motherfucker is constantly streaming Blood Bowl on Twitch. We're talking
Oh, no!
8-hour streams. We're talking constant daily
Oh no!
multi-hour streams of him playing video games with the comments and the chat turned off.
Oh no!
Claiming that he has no time and that he's so sick and everything. Like, I just like,
Wow.
I don't know. A lot of people are basically the common consensus is that Hassle-Free has become a shit show since Kev left.
Oh
And
no!
like, it's really sad because I love Hassle-Free miniatures. The quality of their sculpts, the casting quality, the assortment of models, they're great. They really are. And to me they were the zenith of like independent miniature companies.
Yeah.
And like, it is so fucking sad
Oh no!
to see that this is what's happening to them. And I really want to believe that they're going to make it right. And I really want to believe that like they're not purposefully trying to fuck people. Like, I really want to believe it's just that I personally think that Kev and Sally are just really bad business owners. I think they're good people. I just think they don't know how to run a business. I think
Which
they need
is
somebody else
which is fair.
to
Like, I
help
don't
them
know how to run a business.
Right, exactly. I think that they need somebody to help them come in and run their business. And that's what Damien was like kind of supposed to do, but instead he's streaming Blood Bowl.
Oh man. So, like,
And it's just like,
to the credit, or in defense of anyone who's having trouble running a business, I have got these fucking Warp Shadow shirts that I got the art done for a while ago, and I did it first run, and I was not happy with the printer, and I did a second run, and I was happy with that. And I need to get these shirts out to people. I think I've gotten all the people who've given me money, the shirts that they've already given me money for, but I haven't taken new orders for shirts. And I'm just sitting on this because I need a fucking assistant to help me get the shit off the ground. Because I'm terrible. I can't run a business to save my life.
yeah, I mean, I kind of have had some like vague interest in starting my own like miniature company, actually, like sculpting and casting my own models, but I have no idea where to get
Now's a
started.
tough time because of 3D. Unless you mean 3D
Yeah.
sculpting.
But even if I'm not sculpting everything, like commissioning digital sculptors and then 3D printing masters and casting those,
Cool.
like, I kind of want to get into that game. I feel like it would be. I have a lot of like ideas that I want to see brought into fruition. But yeah, I have no idea how to run a business, so I can totally empathize with the fact that it could be just like, we're just I think Kev handled most of the business end. And to be honest with you, even before all this drama happened, it took a long time to get your order from.
Oh, I've never ordered from them. I didn't know.
And it would come, but like, you wouldn't get the shipping notification until like 2 or 3 weeks after you ordered it, and then it wouldn't be delivered for another 2 or 3 weeks after that. So like, you always knew you were going to get it, but you had to recognize that like
How long?
it was going to take a bit to get it.
Oh,
So even then, even before this whole drama went down, they weren't exactly, the pinnacle of timely shipping and service. They always had good customer service. They were always very friendly and answered emails a lot. But recently, it's just been like, it takes forever to answer an email. Like, I actually placed an order not that long ago, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
yeah.
And I did get my order.
Oh, good.
But it took like a month to get a shipping notification. I sent them 3 emails asking like, "Where's my order? Where's my order? Can I just get an update?" Never received a response.
Damn.
The models eventually just showed up. Sally for a little bit was responsive on Facebook, but then that stopped, and now I think she just closed the Facebook page probably because they were
Too many people
getting
were
a lot of
messaging.
like angry comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and this is in no way to besmirch Hassle-Free Miniatures. Like I said, I love their product. It's just like if we're talking about hobby drama, that's like the biggest piece of hobby drama that I know of happening right now.
Also, Shane, I feel like it's very on point because you are our resident hobby Kickstarter reporter. So
yeah, like
this is beautiful. This is exactly what the kind of content we want from you. So thank you.
nothing will ever top the Redbox game Kickstarter, but like
No, but that's what
yeah,
got you started, you know, in your reportage.
This is just like it's very this is personal to me because I love Hassle-Free. Hassle-Free were some of like the first models that like I really painted.
Yeah.
So like that weren't Warhammer. Like when I started venturing into other companies of gaming, Hassle-Free was one of the first ones I looked at. So and I love their products, and it's just like I don't want to see them, you know, I don't want to see this happen to them.
I feel
And
bad.
I kind of in a way resent Kev for going to work for the evil corporate overlords.
Just another example. Wait. Oh no, did I delete it? Just another example of Games Workshop ruining everything.
Yeah. I mean, I totally get like.
Sorry.
As a sculptor of miniatures, working for Games Workshop has to feel like I made it, you know?
Yeah. But
I feel like that prestige is slowly going out the door as Games Workshop becomes more and more just this manifestation of corporate interests.
Yes. Agreed.
So Diana made an interesting comment. She says that Hassle-Free Miniatures was incorporated on the 7th of May. Black and White Games was dissolved on 3rd of June. So what it almost sounds like to me is maybe, I mean, I'm only speculating, and I'm sure eventually they're going to come out and say exactly what's going on. But maybe sounds like maybe they're kind of getting Damien out of the business, or maybe Damien's kind of stepping away.
Look at Super Sleuth Diana. You got to hire her for your Kickstarter investigations.
Yeah. We should do like a weekly hobby drama report. Who's that guy on YouTube that has like the drama report? Keemstar? We should be like the hobby Keemstar, except not a sociopath. But
I don't know about this. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. That's how you get the clicks. God, I felt like there was something else I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it was. Oh man, we're getting late, but God, what is it? What's his dude, Games Workshop. Blah 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 blah. White Dwarf editor. Lowry?
Oh.
What's his name? I follow him.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I forget his name.
Lyle Lowry. Got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So while we're in the drama files, get your drama hats back on, my friends, because Games Workshop doesn't give a shit about White Dwarf anymore.
Well, I mean, that's kind of been true for the past like 15 years.
Yes, but the most recent evidence of this fact is that Lyle Lowry, the managing editor? What's the managing editor? Of White Dwarf for the past 75 issues of White Dwarf has been unceremoniously terminated at Games Workshop. Well,
terminated, so not stepped away.
After an amazing 6.5 year, 75 issue run, my time as White Dwarf managing editor has come to an end. As part of a restructure, Games Workshop has eliminated the magazine managing editor role and will go on making the magazine without one. My last issue will be number 516 in September. I'm proud of what my team and I accomplished in my tenure, during which White Dwarf won an industry award for best magazines.
Your mic.
What?
Hey, Nick, your mic is like cutting out a bit.
Oh fuck!
It's like cutting out like every like 6 words.
Let me try something. Is it still being weird?
You're just gonna have to talk and see if it cuts out again.
Okay. Actually, I want to know out in YouTube land if everyone in YouTube land can still hear me, or if I'm getting weird, because I actually recorded like a 1 hour podcast with a friend of mine who does fountain pen stuff, and at the end of it, my audio was like stupid chipmunks. It was so bad. So I don't want that to happen again, because my computer just does that sometimes. So let me know, YouTube. Oh, sounds better now. Thank you, Diana. Yeah, so basically, I don't need to read the post. Go look up Lyle.Lowry, former editor of White Dwarf. I want to do a video soon where I talk about this more, but allegedly miniatures that I took to Games Workshop to photograph may be appearing in the October White Dwarf. Allegedly, I've been told. But through the process, I've learned firsthand how understaffed White Dwarf is. Like, criminally understaffed. Like, I don't understand how they create that much magazine with this few staff. So it's concerning to me that they've now eliminated the managing editor of the magazine, because that's a pretty important role. Like, that's the role that has the oversight over how the magazine is going to come together, like the focus, all that kind of stuff. Like, the manager of the magazine is what Lyle was, and I don't know how the magazine is going to be successful without him. So I guess we're gonna have to see. But if you were thinking of upping your subscription to White Dwarf for another year, I would maybe hold off till after September to see what's what. Apparently I'll be buying the October edition if my miniatures show up in there, but it might be changing, and I always worry that it's going to go back to the crappy White Dwarf they had before, which was just like a glorified advertisement without any real content.
I haven't been able to stand White Dwarf since, like, I would say like 2007.
Because
Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, it got a little better there for a while when they did like that reboot of White Dwarf, but like, I don't know. For the most part, it just feels like advertisements and like battle reports, which I don't give a shit about.
yeah,
And like design, like these really shallow things about like the miniature design, and like, we talked to the designer about blah blah blah, but we won't really name them. We won't
the
give them their
Tyranid ones
last
were
name.
decent.
Yeah, the
Tyranid
Tyrannus ones were decent. You could kind of infer who they were, even though they didn't name their last names.
Yeah,
And I just look at, like,
covered
I
all
have a
that.
collection of like old White Dwarves, and I go back and look at them every once in a while. And it's like they're full of like hobby articles and short stories and you know, like cool like painting showcases and like
Yeah.
how to convert a, you know, here's this. They had like this one which was just like random like non-main faction aliens, and like how to use all these bits to convert your own Cathelian Cudbear. And it's like, you don't see shit like that in the White Dwarves anymore. It's
There
like,
was
to
one
me,
lately.
28 mag. To me, 28 mag is what White Dwarf should be, and it's
Yeah.
what White Dwarf used to be. And it's like, I really appreciate 28 mag for kind of filling that void now, but like, I just, I don't understand Games Workshop's. I mean, I do understand it,
Funny.
but like, I hate Games Workshop's obsession with. It's hard to articulate. It's like they've forsaken the hobby
Well,
in lieu of like making it too much of a product. And I get it. They're a business.
yes.
But they used to be able to balance those things. And it feels like corporate greed and the steady borderline fascist takeover of like general big business around the world has just prioritized any kind of like humanity and soul in any of the fucking products that we buy on a daily basis. It's happened to the video game industry. It's happened to miniature wargaming. It's happened to artwork, which is, I'll get off my pedestal, but like, yeah, I have not been a fan of the direction of White Dwarf for years, and I know it's not Lyle's fault, obviously.
No.
But like,
I think
honestly,
he probably did the best he could.
If White Dwarf dies, like, honestly, put the damn thing out of its misery, because the magazine is just not. It's not fulfilling what it was always intended to be to me, and it hasn't for decades.
Yeah. There more recently, I don't buy White Dwarf regularly, so I don't know what issue, but someone did share that they did have like a pretty cool conversion article in a recent
That's
thing
good.
of White Dwarf that showed green stuff being used. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember the
Wow.
exact article. Maybe someone in the chat remembers, but that was very recent. Will, how do you feel about this stuff?
I mean, I haven't picked up White Dwarf in ages. I never really picked up White Dwarf with any regularity before, but I do recall back in the day, as Shane said, you know, they had fun hobby articles, fluff articles, and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely the like, buy our stuff, sort of mantra has definitely been sort of Games Workshop's dick that's been kind of more palpably palpable over the last several years. So yeah, bit of a shame. I mean,
Well, we'll see, I guess. Um,
But I do feel for the guy. You know, nobody wants to lose their job because
but
the
it's
company chooses to go a different direction.
yeah, and I think we should also capture that the White Dwarf team is doing the best they can with very little resources, and that there are still passionate people on that team right now
Yeah, for
who
sure. I mean,
are
same with like the miniature designers. You know, like
yeah.
I feel like they are also extremely passionate. I think it's sad that they don't get paid for shit, but you know, like
I
you know,
I didn't see the full thing, but I thought there was like some article recently about like was it on Warhammer Community, Darren Latham, about like how he designed and painted the Black Templars? Hold on.
I mean, he's a perfect example of the hostility that Games Workshop has for the hobby, with how they asked him to take down his YouTube channel.
Well, but I actually that is a thing, certainly, but it's also the case that I wanted to cite this article. Where the hell is it? Does the search work worth a damn on this? Probably not. Let's see if I can find Black Templar.
God, that Nurgle Saturnine was
Here we
fucking
go.
cool looking.
Oh wait, this is Maxime. Oh, I thought this was Aaron, but no, this is Maxime. Okay, never mind. Okay, I don't have a thing to I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, I don't hopefully White Dwarf can survive. Hopefully it can be good. I'm worried about it. I don't know what's happening right now. We'll see. Although like you guys, I don't buy it a lot. I usually just buy it like there was an article about Kroot and stuff, so I bought that. Like I'll buy it for like one feature that I think is cool, and then they wind up on a shelf and I don't really read them. Or I'll buy them if like someone I know has their miniatures featured. But other than that, yeah, because they do a good job of equally covering all of Games Workshop's different miniatures, which is cool, but I'm not equally into all of Games Workshop's different miniatures. So less appeal.
I don't know. A lot of these a lot of the products that Games Workshop puts out outside of their miniatures, and like even in some ways their miniatures too. I don't know. I just it's sad to me because like I just feel like a lot of the soul has left it, and I'm glad that the hobbyists are keeping that spirit alive. You know, the little niche communities are keeping, you know, how things used to be alive. And maybe this is just me being a crotchety old man, but like I don't know. Like I miss the vibe
Yeah,
that Warhammer used to have. The vibe. And to circle all the way back, I think ultimately that is why the logo change bothers me so much. Is it feels like a death. It feels like the death of, you know, just like the killing the last semblance of what Games Workshop used to be.
yeah.
And it feels especially sad because, you know, of course Brian Ansel just passed away recently, and it feels like I don't know. Part of me is like, of course they waited until he died to do this.
No, they don't give a shit. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. Not to be too melancholic. I mean, I love Warhammer. It's not me saying don't support Games Workshop. Don't, I mean,
yeah.
I'm just lamenting because this is not the Games Workshop of my childhood, and I feel bad for the people getting into this hobby nowadays that will never get to experience that.
One thing
Warhammer.
though, that I will touch on, because this is definitely not the Games Workshop of our childhood, and I have a lot of nostalgic feelings for that. It is also the case that though it might not be a golden age for like garage miniature conversion, it is a golden age for content. And folks who are
True.
getting into the hobby now have got way more Games Workshop content to consume in the form of like video games, TV shows, stuff like that. So it's not better, but it's just different. Like I think that
I am interested to see how this changes, or what changes will be brought on when we do eventually really get into the mainstream. And I have a feeling that that's going to happen once the Amazon stuff comes out.
yeah, and
I'm really like we kind of saw a little bit of it with Space Marine 2, because that game became very popular even outside of Warhammer circles.
sorry, Will, what were you
And it,
saying?
I'm just sort of meme commenting on the fact that we all know that Henry Cavill has blown that entire budget on like a Custodes army. Like, let's be honest. Like those 7 models that he's got with that Amazon money, yeah.
Yeah.
the 7 models.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. So I think one of the cool things about Games Workshop going into the mainstream is that I feel like Games Workshop has always had like a very tight leash on its IP and has made maybe some like not great decisions. But as they start working with partners like Amazon, I don't think they can. I worry sometimes the Games Workshop might trip themselves up with like how jealously they try to guard their IP. And
Which
now
is
that
funny
they,
because of all the garbage mobile games that they give their licensing to.
yeah, stuff like that. But like now that they have to work with Amazon, maybe they can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Like maybe they can't as jealously guard it.
I don't know, man. You look at how, like, have you seen like the leaked documents of like what Toho gives to fucking Warner Brothers about how they can treat Godzilla in their American films?
No,
It's pretty funny. Like there's like
you do whatever
stuff
you
like,
want.
it's basically like Godzilla's not allowed to lose. Like, so like anytime like you have to respect the character, you can't. And this really happened after the
Godzilla's the
1998
Rock.
Godzilla.
What? What was that,
The
Will?
Rock. Rock has allegedly a movie clause that like he's not allowed to lose in.
Oh
Like,
He's not
wow.
allowed to lose a fight, yeah. But let's be real, The Rock is not Godzilla.
No.
So much the better.
Rock
Yeah,
fucking wishes
but
he was
like
Godzilla.
Yeah, true.
some companies are very, very, very defensive about how their IP is represented. I could totally see Games Workshop
Star
being
Wars
super.
is
I have a feeling, honestly, that's why it's taken so long. I have a feeling there's been a lot of pushing and pulling on what Games Workshop is okay with them, their IP being represented as,
yeah.
and that's probably why they got Henry involved. Is he's got the star power and kind of got that leverage that you know it's one thing for a bunch of corporate nerds saying, oh no, you can't have this and this, that's not representative of the setting, versus having like an A-list actor as showrunner who's saying the same things.
Yeah. Good point.
So I hope the show ends up being good, but I am really interested to see how it's going to change the dynamic of the hobby.
I think it's gonna. I think honestly, it's gonna kill the gatekeepers. Like I think I want the show to be good. I want it to succeed. And I think the gatekeepers are gonna really try hard to scream, but I think it's gonna be so successful that they won't be able to. That's my hope.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe have a controversial opinion about gatekeeping. I think gatekeeping to a degree is good for any like fan
I
base.
don't
You
understand
know,
how that's possible.
I think it's not good to like purposefully keep specific communities of people out of, a community, but like I also think that it's important to not allow things to change to the point that they're unrecognizable. So I think a degree of gatekeeping is needed in order to keep like the identity of a specific fan base alive. Um, that's just my opinion on the subject, but I get that's maybe a controversial take.
I don't understand how that could be necessary, but
It's kind of like, to a certain extent, the kind of concept, I guess, that you get with cultural appropriation,
yes,
right? Where there's a beloved thing, that people know of, and then it gets popular. It gets popularized by people from outside of the community, which is great, and it's good to have it. But then, like, it gets kind of diluted
yeah,
to a certain point, to the point of you know
It's not recognizable
unrecognizability,
anymore.
right?
yeah,
Like, every once in a while, like, I got into this Instagram hole of this dude called like Chef Reactions today, just because, Jesus Christ, there are people who I honestly can't tell if these people are like actually eat like and cook like this, or like they're just doing it for the views or whatever. But
yeah.
like, it's atrocious. But this like one dude just was making something that he called a Philly cheesesteak, and there's like the dude that's nowhere, nowhere even fucking close to what anybody would recognize as a cheesesteak.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, it's got beef in it, and you've put like Velveeta cheese on it, and then you put it on some bread. Like, that is not a cheesesteak, right?
Oh, gross. Okay.
It's like the features are like, the baseline features are there, but like literally the heart and soul of the concept of a Philly cheesesteak is just absolutely absent in it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of what Shane's touching on to a certain
Yeah,
extent.
it's partially that, and kind of like the principle of like when you constantly change the definitions of things, nothing has an identity anymore. And when nothing has an identity anymore, then nothing matters anymore. And I'm not comfortable with that.
Okay.
Like the
That's I guess like it's not about keeping people out. It's about making